looking live.
We are live
at 5, 7 actually.
Marvin Zimmer.
I witnessed
Tell me about that Marv. Oh, that's what's up. What's up, everybody listening in? What's up?
That's what they
What the
got.
deal is, man.
That's what's up.
Very good.
Hey, make sure it's live though, cause I don't see it.
He's watching it right there.
You
Just give me my signal. Come watch it. Yeah, look.
There you go.
It is working actually.
Yes, it is, sir.
Yes, sir.
All day, baby.
Give that intro.
Good to see you, sis. It's been too long. It's been too long.
It is 7 o'clock, my people. So this is the Daily Smoke, and I am your boy Big Ruck,
I am Brother Ron.
Brother Los.
Brother Jan.
And Brother Bishop.
and we are here with the great Angela Rice.
Yes.
Yeah, we about to talk about it.
Thank you for joining us. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we about to talk
Thank
about
you.
it.
Yes, we are.
How everybody feeling, man?
Good, brother. How about yourself?
Good, man. Y'all been enjoying this cold weather for the past few days?
You already know.
Rain and all of that.
I'm a big old bear as it is. I lead the cold weather just to stay sane.
Right.
It's my season. It's Sagittarius season, so
Say words. Say
Tell me
words.
again.
we here. We wait 11 months to deal with it,
You know
so
what I'm
y'all
saying?
got to take it all
You know what I'm saying?
from the
We let
start
me-
to the finish.
We let mediocrity lane
Yeah.
brain long enough.
Yes, God. And now,
We have let mediocrity lane brain long enough. It's the real deal.
the
What
sign
else?
you've all been waiting for.
It gets no better than the Sagittarius. Please
Oh,
believe it.
Please
Please
understand.
believe it.
Oh my God.
Well, we're not gonna get into that argument
We're
today.
amazing.
No, we sure
Let's
not.
say that.
Right.
Halves versus half nots.
Oh,
That's
really?
all it is. Yes, Lord.
That's a whole nother show.
It is. It is.
And while y'all playing, we might have to do that for real.
Yeah, for
I'm
real,
down.
We
man.
getting ideas all the time.
I'm down. I'm definitely down. So what's going on, Sister Angela? Thank you for joining
Well,
us. What's happening?
listen, a whole lot of stuff, and I am so glad that you all invited me to come and talk about this particular subject. I'm gonna just give a little preface
preview.
before
Yeah, go ahead.
we start. I want to first say that this is not the bash the man hour. I can't bash anyone because some of my best friends are hoes, and
Hey, she telling the truth, man.
I can't bash them.
Okay.
But and it's not even that. It's because every person, 9 times out of 10, if you are at this age, and I'm 48 going on 49, so if you've gotten to this age, you have been cheated on, you've probably cheated. If you didn't do it, you thought about it and you got real close and you didn't. You may have had an emotional affair. You've done something at this point for everybody to be able to relate and have this conversation. If you are still wet behind the ears, still TTing in your underwear, those kinds of things, you're not going to appreciate this conversation.
Right.
You really can't come to the
Right.
table on this one. We're not
Right.
talking
Right.
to you.
Just sit there and learn.
Just
Take
learn.
notes.
Yeah,
Take
you might
notes.
learn a few things.
Exactly.
I'm not here for that. So if at some point we get to everybody got a testimony, so listen, I'm not here to let's validate your testimony now. Girl, he was tripping. Let's validate, male, your testimony, nigga. Dude, these hoes is for everybody. Okay, so we there, we clear, we validated. Yes, we clear the board.
Yes.
All right, let's
Yes.
talk real talk.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
We's good.
All right, so we are talking about infidelity. We are talking about cheating. We are talking about men. More specifically, I am talking about the selection process for your side bitches.
Wow.
We got to put some rules in place, okay? Because y'all approaching every woman and disrupting her peace and disrupting her energy, child, is tiring. It's tiring, and I'm exhausted. So I'd like to put some stuff in place. Yes? So that we can come together as a people. Families can come together and stay together. Things can happen that don't involve me.
Can I get a witness?
Okay?
Wow.
I am not the help. I'd like to put that out there. I am not the help.
One more time. Tell them.
I am not the help. I was not created to make you better at home.
This baby got a story to tell. She got a story to tell.
It is not my job
Shit, sit aside. What you
to
thought?
soften your marriage, to make your marriage more palatable. If I hear one more time that marriage is a business and that they married for business and you cheat for pleasure, that's the dumbest shit in the world.
And it's so prevalent.
And it runs me hot. So you are that insecure about your ability to support yourself and yourself as a grown ass man that you have to secure this woman who now makes a whole lot of money and does all these things, except watch this, make you feel good. Oh, she pray for you. She cover you.
I'm listening.
She cover you.
I'm listening.
She does all these. She cooks. She everything your mama, big mama was, except a freak. And so then you bring your shit to me because I'm single, minding my own business, living and having a funky good time. I'm not the only single woman that's sick of it.
That's right.
That's why I'm here.
That's what's
That's why I want to talk.
Absolutely.
So y'all kick in and join in, and I have some questions.
Absolutely.
I'd like to put some things on the
Most
table and get a
definitely.
few things
Most definitely.
discussed.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Number one, why do you marry a woman who does not satisfy you sexually?
That's a very
One.
good
That's
question.
a good question, everybody.
Very
Why- that's
damn good
question number one. Let's start there. Why? Why would you marry somebody who is a dud in the bed? You have told her 1,000 times. You should preview the head. Listen, let me say something. We're gonna have a discussion today. I'm not here in the manner for my children's organization. Yes, I have a children's organization, but the way I'm finna talk right now, I'm grown ass Angie. That's who here. That's who here. Yeah. Okay. Let's put that on the table. Why?
I'll start.
Let's go.
Money.
Money.
She got money.
She
got plenty
has
of
money.
and I don't care what she do in bed or not. I want that money
And
Okay.
why is it so damn hot?
because it's burning.
You got to raise that at the window, my brother. With the cool
Yeah, I had to
off.
shut that
You got
down.
the heat
because it's
on.
burning up. And
He got the heat is
But
on.
yeah,
cold.
money. You would marry
Marry,
her.
man.
That to marry her for money because she got money. So yeah, I'm gonna be as nice as I can. I want that money, so I'm gonna be your shining prince.
Money.
Until once I got that money, then I'm gonna now that I got money, I'm gonna find ways to go find those that I'm attracted to better. Ain't right, but that's just
the real talk.
That's
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
That's
Okay.
one of the answers that I could give you. Where if I marry somebody I don't care about, it would have to be because she got money.
Okay.
Why was she
Okay.
not married?
Okay.
A
Okay.
lot of
That's one
folks,
way.
a lot of folks get married and don't even know why they get married. They get
That's very
married from
true.
social pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You expected to go, graduate from high school, go to college, get a good job, and you expected at a certain point to get married because we all know you show up at the family functions, you single for too many years. Now when you gonna get married, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to my life. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, it's
No,
real.
but
it's real.
but that's what I'm saying. And some people get married out of that social pressure. They're not even ready to get married. Not really even. They're not looking for a wife or a partner. They're looking to get the pressure off.
Okay.
So then you get into a situation where you didn't want to be there in the first place. So you immediately start looking around.
Okay.
I mean, that's one avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that does happen.
Right.
Yeah. All of that shit happens though.
true, money.
What you said
Yeah,
happens.
because
And that
you just
happens
want-
on both
And
sides
then-
of the coin.
Right.
You know what I'm
Woman
saying?
marry a dude 'cause
Right.
he got money.
And then on top of that, like what you were saying, people say they'll get, and I've heard that before too. People say they get married for business. She might be the person, business-wise, who you can work with. Well, that's cool. Form a business partnership and work that shit out. You ain't got to get married.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Here's what happens. Here's the downfall in the logic that was just discussed. There are 3 parties involved when that is the mindset, right? When that is the mindset, there are 3 parties now involved. You, your significant other, and whoever you choose to now involve in your situation because you wanted money.
Right. Absolutely.
Because you wanted security.
She getting to the root of it.
That's true.
So now your desire for security has put you're fine. Has put someone else in a precarious situation.
Yeah.
Right? You put, even if she understands. Now here's the part where a lot of people gonna get mad at me. And hey, it is what it is, y'all. Hey. Even if she understands at the beginning of that relationship that he is married, and then she decides, hey, I'm feeling something, and then decides she wants to leave that situation. We're talking about the other woman. She wants to exit. Guaranteed, it's not her coming for him again. I put money on it. It's him running her down. He will not let her go be. Does that make sense? Because what he wants ceased to exist.
Okay.
Right.
What he was happy with,
His arrangement
is no longer in place because she doesn't want to stay there. It is unfair to the person who has entered that relationship for you not to let her go.
Actually unfair to everybody in that situation except the man.
Oh my God. Listen.
Just hit that note.
He is the root of the problem, right? But everybody else is hurt.
Yeah.
And even in the shakedown, right? In the shakedown, when the wife calls, she ain't calling you to give you her condolences. Because he hurt you.
Yeah.
She not calling for that. No. She ain't even calling to say thank you.
Right.
For taking care of him for however long you took care of him.
Right.
Kept him off his
She ain't even calling to say thank you. Thank you, bitch, for covering me. I ain't have to deal with this nigga. He done been home every day, happy. What happened? You done broke up with your bitch.
Right.
That's what I used to ask my ex-husband. Whatever, you had a fight with your bitch. You ain't even upset with me now. I used to ask. Because I knew when something went down with his other bitch. I knew it.
That's the signal.
Damn.
Because most men that are cheating, that are married, they find happiness in that relationship.
Yeah.
So you start seeing differences at home. You're like, where this shit coming from? Because I ain't changed. You understand? So,
but that goes both ways. Because when he happy, he gonna act different.
Sure.
You're gonna have peace at home, and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, we was fighting.
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. Everybody want to bitch and holler and moan, but like I say, some of these wives need to be sending out thank you notes with gift cards and shit and saying, girl,
she need to be on the Christmas list.
Yes, put that on your plan because she is doing your household a favor. And some thank yous need to go out. But what I'm saying is, that's when everybody is in agreement. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
If everybody is grown and I'm not a proponent for cheating. I'm not. I'm for whatever makes your relationship happy.
Absolutely.
If it is that you know that you cannot be with this one woman, then you need to tell her.
Agreed.
You need to say something to everybody. And here's the one that I know I'm all over the place, but I'm finna bring it out.
Right on it. You're good. You're right on it. You're right on it.
Very much on
You're being very frank. You're right on it.
Why the fuck y'all calling me?
Right.
Now that's one thing I never understood.
Right.
Why the fuck y'all DMing me?
Right.
Ain't nothing about my profile, nothing about me in general that says low self-esteem in need of someone else's man.
Married man, call.
Right.
And then here's the insult.
Call now.
The insult is that y'all moving with big dick energy. Ooh, she said something. She said a whole lot. Y'all moving with big dick energy.
Right.
And everybody can't move like that.
That's right.
So there's 3 things gonna make a woman be all right. That's big dick, good sex. And you can lie If you be holier than thou and Puritan and shit, but if that man ever hit them corners, flipped you upside down, he can call you anytime he fucking want to.
Right.
That's the truth.
That is the truth.
Ruth.
Regardless
Right.
if he's married or not.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
That's absolutely right.
And that's why
Oh, okay. He done fucked you into submission, is what I'm talking about. Yes.
You're right.
Yes. He can call you anytime. Think back right now, real quick. You can run 3 of them down real fast if you're my age.
That's
You
right.
golden, but
You
hold
laugh
on
because it's
to
true.
it.
Yeah.
Hold on to it. Don't tell nobody.
You know?
You ain't even got to show you agree.
You ain't even gotta shake your head.
Yeah, no, I know you
But
do.
you know.
Yeah, that's that
Exactly
grin
right.
right now. I ain't even looking
That's
at you,
exactly right.
but I saw it come over your face. I remember him. Hey, yes, we all had that moment. Big pockets. Big pockets will make you have that moment. Big pockets will make you have that moment, and love.
Yeah.
The possibility of love. And here's where we land.
Possibility.
Right.
Here's where we land with you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to come off bitter, so let me stop.
No, come on, bitter. If you
But
got
be-
shit.
Be clear, I'm not bitter. I'm not. I'm irritated. There's a whole different
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Because when you are a person who has done the work to heal yourself, when you are a person who has taken the time to detox your energy
Absolutely.
of all of that stuff. Hell, I went out of the country for 2 months to sit down by my fucking self,
Yeah, man.
to purge and cleanse myself
You
of
are
all that
strange.
negative
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I am not why would you look at me and say, I want to exchange your positive energy for some of my trauma?
But we're drawn to it, aren't we?
It's the light.
Right. We're drawn
It's the
to it.
light. It's the light.
Misery.
I understand. It's the light.
Misery
Ooh,
loves
Lord, I'm sad at home. This bitch shining. Let me go over there. You shiny? Hi, shiny.
Here's some dirt.
Hey, let me touch you, shiny. Oops, my hands was dirty. God damn it, you done fucked off my shine. You have gotten some of your trauma on me. I don't want that. I don't even have my own. I have about 1 bag left, y'all. And that's childhood shit. And I got 1 bag left.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. Are you speaking of trauma on the female side in terms of this individual got involved with someone that she thought was single to turn out married, or did this individual go into the relationship knowing you're married? What perspective are you coming from?
I am coming from the perspective of you come to me and I am unaware
Right.
of what
I
you are
understand.
what you are doing.
I understand.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be really honest here. Very, very transparent. Have I ever entered into a relationship with someone who I knew had a significant other?
Okay.
Yup.
Different rules. Right. I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you.
Right?
I'm with you.
I said to them earlier, y'all gonna be mad at me. There are relationships that I honor. Only one kind of relationship that I honor, and that is marriage. Right? If you are married, you are off limits. It is not my concern that you've been going with that man for 9 years and has been your boyfriend for 9 years and y'all live together and y'all got kids together. You have your priorities slightly confused because you should not have all of that without the benefit of marriage. Lock it
Absolutely.
in. If he won't lock it in, then why the fuck should I care?
Right.
I don't. It's not my business. So I don't pay attention to none of those. So if you ever call me and ask me if I was talking to your boyfriend, if I was talking to your fiance, I don't answer questions, number one. I don't answer questions anyway. So if you ever find my number anywhere, you ever find anything about Angie, I don't answer no questions. Don't call. You're going to waste your time.
I know.
Calling
I
Angie
know it.
and asking me
I love
about my
Angie,
sex
man.
life. I don't answer
I'm all
questions
about
about
this
my
chick,
sex
man.
life at
I'm
all.
all about it, man. She
Okay?
good people.
If
I'm
you
all
were
about
not
it.
there,
I'm all about it.
if you were not there, you cannot have that conversation with me.
Right.
Now, you may have that conversation with your man, and if he decides to divulge that information, that's between you and God.
Right.
That's his business to share.
Right.
But you may never call me and ask me about anything I've ever done with your man.
Right.
Andrew, why do married men cheat? As far as you've seen, what's
I
the
think
issue?
married men cheat because they married for a specific reason. And they knew that they could get the rest somewhere else.
I'm listening.
I'm
I'm listening.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm listening.
Lots of sense.
They can get the rest somewhere else. Listen, I'm gonna lock this part in because this is not common.
Okay.
Somebody who can support herself, somebody who has her own security, somebody that's not common. It is common, however, with black women.
Okay.
It is common with black women. We are the most educated group of women, which means we have the highest
Amen.
payments. I mean, the highest dollar rank and of women, and so we are the most educated group. Let me say that.
Okay.
And so we have degree after degree after degree. So we go for that. But what happens, y'all, is it's and that's why we go get it. We don't. I'm finna tell y'all business. We have to make ourselves a better prospect. And in this competitive world, the more degrees, the bigger boss, the badder the bitch.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And so you want her. So, but now you have sacrificed, or you want the woman who pray a lot. She love the Lord.
You're feeding his ego.
Yes.
You're really
She
feeding
loved
his ego.
Jesus. She listen. Let me say something. I was raised in the church. I can sing down glory. Right here, right now, I can start a whole service.
You stupid. You stupid.
You understand what I'm saying? That ain't shit.
I do.
That ain't shit. That ain't shit. Listen, I get it. But everybody ought to have their own personal relationship with God. You should not need her to pray you into Jesus. Ooh, what they said about it. Call your own covering and leave this girl alone with your foolishness. Because she ain't going to go nowhere. She's going to stay. She's going to stay through all of it. She's going to stay. She's never going to protect her own peace. She's going to stay. And that is the part that saddens me.
Absolutely.
That she will stay. I would never want a man who was cheating to come be with me. You're a cheater.
Right.
You already know.
You're a cheater. Hey, even if we cheating together, I know you're a cheater.
So it's only so
So
far.
I don't want you.
Right.
It's
What
like
can
it's
you
only so
expect?
far I can trust you.
Right.
You're a
That's
cheater.
why, that's why I never understood people that married cheaters.
Yeah.
What did you expect when it goes the other
Right.
way?
It's not going to
What did
translate
you
any
expect?
different.
I never understood
Right.
that. I
Because
never
here's the deal.
understood
If
that.
he comes to you, now he's deficient in something else.
Right.
That's
Because
exactly
you
right.
plug the deficiency.
Right. Right.
So whatever it is that was missing in the first, after he leaves her and he's with you, that is now missing again. Right?
Whatever
what his
it
wife
is.
provided,
Yeah.
it's now missing again. The issue is not what you can provide to him. It's him needing to be whole on his own goddamn accord. Become whole.
Woo! Now you talking.
Physician, heal thyself. Fix yourself.
Right.
Do some work on you
Right.
and fill up your own holes.
No, but she's right.
No,
Yeah,
she is.
Because what
absolutely
she's
right.
prescribing is the reason why when most people as single individuals get to that point, they don't marry.
Right.
That's what she's described. I hear you 100%. I hear you 100%.
Because you keep running from person to person to make you feel whole.
You're absolutely correct.
I agree with everything she's saying. The only thing I would add, though, is that the reason that you gave why men cheat, that's just one of a plethora.
Oh,
of
God, yes. No, that was just
Yeah.
one. He asked from my perspective what
Yeah.
I had
from her
my experience.
Like she can only speak from her
Right.
experience.
So
Right.
and so,
So,
my
you know.
experience has been that. Now there
Yeah.
are other experiences. Listen, there are exceptions. There are times when people and there are some things that I don't qualify as cheating
Okay, that's interesting.
because
Neglect.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Like you can't. Well, it's cheating, but
Right.
it has on another end. Like for example, if your spouse is sick and you are taking care of your spouse,
That's right.
and your spouse is ill and can't
That's right.
provide any physical anything to
Right.
you, I don't feel like you should be held to
The same
and I
standard.
get sickness and health, but you're not dead.
Mm-hmm.
None of those vows say die unto the world, stop having sexual desires. You know, but listen, if something is happening to you, you should love your spouse enough to allow them to have those moments. And make sure that they have that moment where it's established that you don't disrespect me.
Right.
Don't disrespect this house. Every relationship I've ever been in, I would always say, I'm not ever going to go looking for anything. I'm never going to look for it. Never going to look for it. If you cheating on me, I swear to God, I'll never know. If it gets to this door, if it crosses this threshold,
You brought it.
I'm going to act a motherfucking fool.
Because you brought it.
And you
brought
deserve
it.
to. And that's
I'm cutting up.
You deserve
Absolutely.
to.
Oh my God, I'm cutting up. You got the whole world to play in. And I'm not looking for any. I got too much going on. I have several companies. I'm a playwright. I have things happening. I produce plays. I'm very, 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 very busy. Okay? So when I don't have time to be running after you. If you can't behold yourself to me, then you're not mine.
Yeah.
And again, I say, I'm gonna let it run. Hoes is for everyone. Okay, these hoes is for everybody. So you can't get upset when a hoe being a hoe.
True.
Does that make sense?
true.
Male or
That's
female?
what you
Male or
it is what it
female?
is.
You can't get upset about that. Right? But so you have to, but if a person says to you, Angela, I love you, I'm going to believe you. And then I'm going to expect you to behave as such.
Right.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
It's not.
No.
I don't think it's unreasonable, but it rarely happens.
But I told my wife, before I cheat on you, I will leave you.
Yeah.
Before I go cheat on you. I'm bringing that home.
Yeah, no, nobody wants that drama.
If I wanted to do that, I'd just be single.
Listen,
Right, really.
it's the drama, and it's the unnecessary drama
But some-
surrounding it that
some
is
people
so
are
overwhelming.
addicted to the drama.
They- let me say that. That's the other part. A lot of people only know how to form relationships through trauma bonding.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay? A lot of people only know how to experience life through some sort of traumatic experience that will then bond them through survival.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
Be it bill paying, struggling to pay bills, a sick child, some sort of, you had to rescue me from an abusive parent and now I owe you. I'm beholden to you. You rescued me from something, so now I'm, beholden to you in some way. And those things never last.
Right.
And almost always invite a third party.
Right.
I saw today.
Because and watch this, because the trauma makes their marriage stronger. Why is that? Because now we got to go to counseling.
Damn.
Now we got to go have. So we get to do.
Hey man, y'all need to call in. The number's on the
really.
screen. I think this woman is dropping some serious jewels
I'm
and
sitting
knowledge
here
on
looking
us.
at the messages and people saying
Y'all need to
she
call
up there
in.
preaching, boy.
Absolutely. Y'all need to call in, man,
Yeah,
and
man.
present your questions or comments.
Yeah,
for
most
real.
definitely.
This
Look,
is some really good information.
I know everybody out there has been through something
Sometime,
similar.
yeah.
to this.
Absolutely.
Now,
Listen,
hey man, call in. The numbers is posted. It's on the screen, so y'all call in.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, guys, and the other part that I just really, really, really want people to understand is that it can make you bitter. This can make you bitter.
Yes, it can.
The experience of everything can make you bitter. But I'm not. I'm genuinely not bitter about it's my experience. It's part of what has made me who I am. So I am not bitter about those experiences.
Right.
Do I, ooh, girl, he cheated, yay! No.
Right.
Learn from that shit.
No, I'm not going to celebrate it,
Right.
right? I'm not going to, but I am aware that it's those experiences that have allowed me to understand. It's those experiences that have allowed me to understand my tolerance level in situations, right? I'm quick. I have the gift of discernment. I thank God for it every day. But I can smell it. Nigga, please. And I will call you out on it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't. And I will let you have it. I will say to you,
Right.
I know. Here's the thing. Here's what happens. Let me just give a little example.
Okay.
Couple phone calls. This just happened to me recently. I won't divulge your name this time.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest.
Steve.
Thank you for being
I hope
honest.
that wasn't his name.
I will, however.
And I can vouch, she's not lying, because I get the call.
Honest.
Guess what this nigga did?
Say, bruh. I tell people that all I hang with is dudes. So I have the privilege of seeing whole tendencies. Okay?
Okay.
Up close and personal.
Right?
So I remember these things, and
Yeah.
when I see them, I say, no, dear, my best friend just did that.
Like I recognize that move.
Let me answer one. You said what's the number to call? Just look at the top of the screen. It's right there.
It's
281-858-3107. Everybody, if you haven't noticed, the phone number is at the top of the screen.
Are on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
it's very important to be. I need you to be aware of that.
Listen,
on it.
It is a real thing, and I listen. I don't think we have to be in this place.
Right.
I don't think we have to be in this place. I think that some conversations, some discussions of understanding can resolve a lot of what is happening, right? Again, there are those who will participate in a cheating relationship and live a happy life. But here's the thing. Everybody, like I said, it's big dick energy. You cannot not have anything
True.
and offer, because what is she there for? Most men are offering the false promise of love.
Okay.
I ain't never tell her. You ain't never tell her.
Is that what women are looking for?
What, love?
Yeah.
Over everything.
Okay. Okay.
Security is the chief need.
But that may not be love. You can have security without love.
Yeah, but she don't really give a fuck
But
at the end of
love
the
is
day.
security to some women.
Love.
To a lot of women.
Yes, it is. But it depends on what your standards
Security
are.
comes in provision. Security comes in all of that, and those things mean love.
I feel you, but I've seen love fall apart because of a lack of provisions.
So we have a caller. And caller, state your name.
Did they hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Is this E?
Yes, this is Miss E.
What's up,
How
man?
y'all
What's the
doing?
deal?
Hey.
Chilling. What's the deal? What's the deal? So what's
I'm
up?
driving right now, so I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm driving, so I just got you on audio.
Okay.
But I want to ask you guys a question that I asked a couple of days on my Instagram.
Okay.
And it goes right into what y'all are talking about. And I think it'll be a perfect question to ask y'all because y'all are much more older than me. I'm 24. So I want to get a well-rounded response from people much older who've experienced a lot more.
Keep reminding
Should
us.
people, should men and women, so the question that I asked a couple of days ago, and I want to ask y'all, y'all to discuss is, should men and women leave their partner the first time they cheat?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Thank you for that question, Carl.
Yes.
That's a very, very, very good question, and I really don't have a specific answer myself because I think it's situational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an answer, but I want to hear what y'all got to say.
I do too.
I would say yes for one, like she said, unless it's where, okay, she understands that I can't do nothing for you. You're gonna stay married to me. I know you got needs. Go and do what you gotta do. That's different. But you cheat on me, you don't exist anymore. You're done. I don't want that no more. You're done. You left me for this. Or if I did that to her, I would not expect the same thing from her. You shouldn't want me no more. I left you. I should not have left you. I should be happy where I'm at. That's what I say.
This is my answer. If you have a relationship and someone cheats in that relationship, before you decide to leave, I think that you as an individual should first look at the dynamics of your relationship and look at yourself and see if anything that and it doesn't make the other person right for cheating, but look at yourself and find out if there's anything that you did to contribute to that person cheating. And then if there is, be honest with yourself and have a conversation and change the dynamics of your relationship from bullshit to honesty. And your relationship based on honesty will always be better unless y'all are just not meant to be together.
I'm not gonna marry you if it's on bullshit.
So we have to let it go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna marry you if it's on bullshit. I'm not gonna waste my time.
Hey, Carl, I'm sorry. We have to let you go to keep the line open for other callers.
Listen to the, yeah.
But we're answering your question right now. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, love.
Did you have another question?
No, that was the question.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna continue to answer that. We're gonna let everybody have an answer, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Thank you.
And call it if you haven't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, please.
Like and subscribe.
All right, talk to you later.
Thank you for calling.
All right,
Thank you.
So that's my thing, because if your relationship is already based on bullshit, then it's nothing to fight for.
Yeah.
But if there's things going on in your relationship where you haven't, the communication is fucked up, you may really love each other, but the situation is fucked up because y'all can't communicate because you don't know how. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of situation that I was in. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know how to communicate, right? And so when you don't know how to communicate, but there's truly love in the situation, then shit happens. Because you try to communicate, but it's not working. But you don't want to leave because the love is real, right?
Right.
So shit gets complicated until something happens and one of you grow, both of you grow, or whatever the case is.
But I think Angela's question would be, if I understand everything you're saying correctly, whatever that is that you call love between you and your spouse or ex-spouse or whatever, what was that? Because see, that becomes your focal point that you keep going back to justify why to salvage this relationship.
Right.
That's what brought you to the point of cheating on your spouse. Because whatever was in that circle that you say was something I loved about this person provided me or whatever, evidently you weren't, not you particularly, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Evidently you weren't honest enough with yourself to say, why am I here?
Check
Well-
the comments. People aren't agreeing with you, or they're not following what you're saying. Amy
Okay.
and Leah are not following what you're saying.
And see,
I'm not following, Rick. It sounds like he's
You understand
putting
what I'm saying?
responsibility to
Yeah.
fix
That-
a
if
cheating
I hear her
situation on the person.
correctly-
No.
If I hear her correctly,
Yeah.
what she's saying is, hey man, you may need to readjust why you went into the relationship that hurt this other woman and kids, if you got kids involved, and brought me into it. Why did you even do that? Yeah, okay, you love your wife, but let's talk about that. What is it that you love about your wife? What is it that she provided for you? If it was all as everything you're saying, why did you step out?
Why am
She is
I here?
absolutely correct.
Why did you come
She is absolutely
to me?
correct.
Yeah.
Why
Absolutely.
is now a situation
Absolutely.
that you couldn't communicate with, and that's understandable. Don't get me wrong. I
Absolutely.
get that. I had that.
Right. Right.
The inability to communicate with one another, the inability to understand each other's love language. That
Absolutely.
happens.
That's right.
Sometimes you can't interpret
That's right.
the other person's love language.
That's right.
That's why you don't hurry up and get married.
Right.
That's
Until
exactly
you
right.
can
Absolutely.
speak each other's love language.
Absolutely.
Until you can understand and talk it out and
Absolutely.
be able to know
Absolutely.
this is how he communicates.
Absolutely.
This is how I communicate. This is how we need to come together and be
Communicate
together.
with each other,
It
yeah.
does not require the assistance of outside agency.
Absolutely.
Right. But see, this is one thing that I think a lot of people forget, and this is because I actually answered the question that you're saying, but the problem is everyone is asking the question.
They don't want the answer.
Right. They don't really want the
They don't
answer,
want the
but they're asking from the perspective of a mature person who's been through shit
Hey, brother.
and
No
doesn't-
argument for me.
Exactly.
No argument
That's
for me.
my point.
Because it's no different than if you look at a parent. I learned this. I was about to die on an airplane on the way from Atlanta, my appendix ruptured. I was sitting next to this white dude that had like a lot of money. He was building Chick-fil-A's. He told me, he said, hey, man, if you can, have kids when you later on in life.
Right.
Because you're a different person.
That's right.
Later.
Than you were
Exactly.
younger,
Exactly.
than when you were older.
That is the reason
so I can
why
understand
I would
how
say-
that translates to marriage.
Exactly.
That's so to her question, to the caller's question, I would say it depends. If y'all young, don't leave.
right.
If everybody's young,
Try to work it.
You're dealing
Exactly.
with different problems.
you dealing with
Exactly.
different problems.
You're absolutely
Exactly.
correct.
He a whole different dude
Exactly.
in about 20 years.
Exactly.
You're dealing with different problems.
And
That's
she's
right.
a
If
whole
you ain't
different
getting, she's a
female.
whole different female in
right.
about 5.
That's right. That's about right.
Right.
That's about right.
Right.
Okay.
Especially after the
So,
shit that she went through.
my
with
thing
you.
is that
Right.
if it, hey, that'll age you, baby. It'll get you whole in a whole different place.
It'll get you grown
so
real
it'll get you
fast.
grown real fast. So I, if you are not being physically harmed, if you are not having your mental stability damaged, and that's difficult to say, because it seizes your pride and holds it captive. That's why y'all can't forgive. That's why y'all can't forgive when she cheat on you. That's why. That's why. That's why. It seizes your pride.
Evolutionary biologists
But you know
would say
what?
differently.
But you know what? That's
They would say
that's still when you're speaking of a boy, not a man.
I don't know. Well, and
Because-
again, I'm not a man, so I can't speak to
Right.
that.
That's exactly why I'm addressing it. Because a man, if you know that you did something to put that female in that mind state where she felt she needed to cheat on you, depending on the dynamics of your relationship, then as a man, that's not gonna hurt you like that to your pride enough to just leave that woman.
That's not gonna happen until, like Darwin says, she gets pregnant. You
Say
see?
that again?
Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
He's saying if you cheat, like he's coming from an evolutionary biologist point of view.
Okay.
He's saying if a man cheats on a woman, what a woman sees is, I am now sharing resources. If a
Right.
woman cheats on a man, the man is not really going to feel it to the degree a woman would unless she gets pregnant by another man. Because men are hardwired to think procreation going forward in time.
I feel you.
We
But
have
the average
totally
man,
different reasons
but
for
the
getting
average
upset.
man that gets cheated on, the average male that gets cheated on, is gonna want to leave that woman more times than not.
Why?
I can tell
Because
you
it
why.
hurts his pride.
Why?
Would you like me to tell you why?
Go for it.
Why?
Here's why. Because a woman is not gonna cheat unless one of two things are happening.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
Either she's not getting what she needs
That's
emotionally,
absolutely right.
or
Or
she's
physically.
not getting what she needs physically.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's
She
absolutely
ain't going
right.
nowhere.
That's
Absolutely.
absolutely right.
Here's how
Absolutely.
pathetic we are in
Absolutely.
terms of
100%.
Absolutely.
in terms of
That is 100%.
wanting and
That's a
needing
woman.
to connect.
That's a
Here's
woman, right.
let me just, and I'm not saying all women, so don't like start texting, but
We're
I'm
talking
saying in
about
general,
blankets.
we will take ourselves off the market after dating 2 or 3 times and one really good sex night. We off. We ain't taking calls no more. We ain't,
You ain't answering
ain't
emails.
nobody asked us nothing. Ain't nobody said
Ain't nobody
let's
put
be
no label
together.
on it.
Right.
Ain't no labels, nigga. I'm gonna hit you back. I can't. Listen, I'm gonna have to tell you. I'm gonna have to talk to you a little later. He here.
Hey, baby, when I looked up why most men commit infidelity, you know what the number one reason was? The number one reason. They kept coming up, different sources. They say, when sex happens outside of marriage, and it's exhilarating, and it's interesting, and it's fun, all that kind of stuff, we mistake that as being the sexual pattern we can expect in marriage. So we confuse honeymoon sex with marriage.
Sex. Okay.
That's and that came from a female psychologist. That's very interesting.
And let me say
And that's
something
her
else.
point.
Let me say something else.
That's her point.
Baby. At home, she is picking up your dirty drawers. She is cleaning up the house, the counter. She done smelled your fart all night
Absolutely.
under the covers.
Absolutely.
But the other bitch don't get all of that. She get your shined up new money, tags off your drawers.
Right.
You
Right.
fresh and clean and the one. You going in there giving everything you got. And meanwhile your wife tired as fuck riding you. Cause you won't do nothing. You won't participate. You won't even hunch back. You want her up there, I'll just
We
cutting
bore
up
easily.
and
We bore easily.
you,
I'm sorry.
you
We
want
just
her
bore
clowning,
easily.
clapping and shit. You after
We bore
putting the children to
easily.
sleep, after cleaning, after doing all these things, i.e. the help. Enter the motherfucking help.
Hey man.
That'd be a good time.
Arnold
for a
Schwarzenegger
book.
got his maid
Yeah.
Right.
pregnant.
Enter
This is a specimen
the
of a man.
mother
You know what I'm saying?
freaking help.
See?
And again, I just want to take this opportunity to point out that I
And she was
Am not
Nowhere near nothing.
the help.
That's the point I was making. Men and women cheat for totally different reasons. But
That's
they're
right.
socialized reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, what they said was, man, if you notice the gender barrier. Now listen to me carefully. I know Jonathan gonna like this.
Okay, Amy.
But I mean this. He gonna like this. But for real, as gender constructs and models break down, they're noticing infidelity is changing.
Say what?
Well,
Deep shit.
No?
Let's think about that. As the model for how we normally run as a society, it's patriarchal in nature.
can
right?
I
As
balance
that
it really
breaks
quickly
down,
and tell y'all why women? We've already discussed why women cheat, and it's one of two things. Like I said, lack of emotional support, or lack of
absolutely,
physical.
absolutely.
And a lot of times she will do exactly what we're talking about the man did. She's gonna marry for security.
Got that right.
And when she in love, she don't care that your penis small.
Got that right.
She don't care. When she in
If money
love,
involved,
it irritates her.
if money
It irritates her, but just know this.
If money involved, you deal with it.
Yeah, she gonna deal
Yeah.
with it. And she gonna squeeze real tight, like
Yeah.
gonna wait until exhale. When I squeeze real tight,
Right.
I just explode.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, bitch, you gonna spend the rest of your life in a Kegel pattern.
Absolutely.
You got the strongest 90 walls in the world.
Lift 5 pound weights with it.
That's because you got the strongest 90 walls in the world trying to hold on to that shit. And all I'm saying is that, everybody, so I think we need to look at the necessity for marriage in terms of why the fuck are you doing it? Why?
Told you.
Told me what? What did you tell me?
Why is it necessary,
Come to you.
right, to then marry for the purpose of cheating? Because when you marry for money, you know in the back of your mind, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. You're going in it with deception.
Right.
When you marry this man who, I'm gonna just tell you, it's more men out here can't fuck than can. Go on and agree, babies. Tell them. You agree. Hit the yes, God.
Right.
Yes, God.
Right. Too.
Fired up.
Preach.
It's more.
Right.
It's more men out here with average dick. Y'all got to stop. Stop it. Stop it. Because you're using the idea of love to get this other woman to fall for you. Right? The women don't, outside women, if we minding our own business and you coming over here with average dick and I was minding my business, it's because you got everything else that's going to interest me. Right?
Yeah.
And so I will deal with your average penis as long as I'm emotionally connected. But when I disconnect, very few things make you disconnect.
Right.
But boring ass sex, it makes us disconnect too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It makes us disconnect too. And so you think that she's boring. She ain't doing this and she ain't doing that. Well, I promise you, she been sitting there enduring your average dick for a long time. Ooh.
It's probably
And she gotta argue with you.
and that's why she ain't doing nothing.
And she gotta argue with you. And she gotta cook for you. And she gotta clean your stinking ass drawers. And she gotta do all, and your dick is average.
Right.
Come down off that high horse.
Yeah.
Come down off that pedestal. You have stuck your pre-erectile dysfunction cell phone.
Right?
Come down. Come down.
But you know how big that brings them down? Y'all gotta start telling them niggas that shit.
Oh, I do. And they get upset with me.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to
Stop
give
telling
us
them that shit
permission,
more often.
women,
That's
on
that
this day
communication. That's
to
that
say,
communication.
Right.
yo,
Tell
blood, you left out of here. Listen, and I'm finna give them the goods. I'm gonna give them the goods, ladies. This is our G-spot. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's up in here. It's between my
That's
ears.
right.
It's up in my head. You
That's
will,
right.
if the mind fucking will give you a river of love.
That's
It
right.
will.
That's right.
But in order to mind fuck, you must be engaged. You got to be connected. You can rejuvenate your marriage without the help of somebody else.
We can't see that. I'm being.
That's
very
why I want to
honest.
put it out there.
We can't see.
I just
that
want to
Until-
put it
after
out
the
there.
fact.
After the
You
fact.
got that right.
And that's
I'm
why a lot of
talking
people
about
use
we can't see
that's
that.
but
Right.
listen, that's
That
what I
was
meant
my
by
point. What I said in the
yes,
beginning.
and I got it.
That was my point. I know you did. Because we done had that conversation 50 million times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got it. And I get it. And my understanding is that you have to give yourself permission to say honestly, bruh, that shit you did last night, don't never come in here and do that again.
That's right. That's right.
Now you messing with his ego.
But it don't
Dude,
matter.
no,
Because if y'all married,
I understand. I understand that. I understand what the protocol is.
Yes.
But if we're talking about, which is the title of this show, why married men cheat or married men commit infidelity or whatever, what she just said contributes to why we step out.
Well,
because
that's-
our egos get bruised.
Yeah.
Big time.
And I understand that.
But
and
see-
I understand that.
but you
But
gotta-
you go out to this other person and engage this other person to now build up your ego, right?
I'm just saying that's one of the
And
reasons.
and the
Absolutely.
thing is that in your building you're destroying.
Absolutely, but we don't care.
And see, come through. Let's talk about it. Did we get it?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Did
I'm
we
trying to
get
talk
it?
about
Right.
Like
care.
like y'all got to understand, as men, we don't care about that.
Yeah, well, I hear you.
That is a totally different reason for
Overall.
why women would commit infidelity. You're looking at apples and oranges.
Yes, oh God,
yeah.
it's
Literally.
always two different.
Oh, yeah.
So if somebody says, hey man, you gotta be more honest in the bedroom and whatever, and okay, I ain't like when you turn me on my back and all that kind of shit. Well, you know what he's gonna do? He's not gonna take that, which is what he should. He's not gonna take that as information and say, okay, where can I improve? You know what he's gonna do? Take that shit to heart and then go find somebody that likes what he does.
See, that was my whole point.
That's what
for making
men
the
do.
distinction between male and man.
That's a socialization process. That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a
we're
socialization.
in agreement.
I'm not arguing.
Male and
That
man,
is
two
a
different
socialization
things.
process.
Right.
That's why I want to hear what she has to say. Because a lot of times we're like, hey man, I got this shit figured out. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
That's
Well,
right.
and it's not.
That's right.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. But in order to conquer what is the problem, which is the infidelity, yes?
Okay.
In order to conquer that, we gotta be able to say, "Hey, I'm not getting satisfied."
Absolutely.
And he
Absolutely.
has got to be able to receive
Absolutely.
it.
That's
And
right.
she and he
Absolutely.
and watch
Making
this. Watch this. If
Absolutely.
he comes to you and says, "Hey, you're gonna have to start giving me some head."
Right. You gotta make adjustments.
You're gonna have to start giving me some spontaneous head. I'm sorry. I'm not finna be begging you for this shit. Nah, look, you gonna have to unass it, and that's what's going on, cause I need it. Nah,
That's right.
and this whole, I don't drink water, eat some watermelon, do what you gotta do
Right.
to get that flow going.
Right.
Go to the doctor, holler at somebody about your estrogen levels.
Right.
What I'm saying is I don't want no sandpaper coochie.
Right.
You can say that
Right.
when you're in a relationship
That's right.
and in love.
Yeah.
And you supposed to be in a
Married.
grown people relationship.
That's
right.
Now you
need
should
to
be
be
able to.
honest
And
with
if
each other
you
like that.
cannot
Especially
have
in
that conversation, you are with the wrong
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely.
You're either with the wrong person or you too early in that shit and you shouldn't be married or you shouldn't be that
Absolutely.
deep in the relationship yet.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
have got to get to a stage when you can comfortably tell your man, "I need this from you."
Vice versa.
And he has got to be able to say to her, "I need this from you."
That's right.
And if you cannot provide that, we got a problem we need to sit and talk about.
That's right.
And it's okay. It's got to be okay, y'all.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you come tell me all of it. And she ain't, and she won't, and I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not finna give you no counseling.
Right.
I'm not finna tell you how to be a better man to this bitch. Don't come asking me for some pillow talk on how to encourage and raise up your family and be better at home. I have built enough niggas and sent them out into the world. I ain't doing it no more.
Right.
I have assembled enough niggas
Tony Stark's up in here.
Right. For real.
and sent them out into the world to be loving husbands to other hoes. I am done.
Right.
Hey man, let me ask y'all a
That's
question.
goddamn right,
In
gotta be
particular, I want to ask Angie in particular, but everyone can answer. And the only reason I'm asking you directly is because the show is why men committing infidelity.
Yes,
Have you ever dealt with an individual that had a substance abuse problem?
I have.
Did that individual commit infidelity? As far as you know, or even suspect? You see, people that have substance abuse issues will do the same acts for totally different reasons. And I don't think we're considering that in this conversation. We're considering the emotional part.
Right.
Oh, motherfucker, you know.
And the physical.
But you could have a physical addiction, and your wife is not able, or given today's time, your husband, or
Right.
whatever.
That's right.
Your spouse cannot deal or understand what you're dealing with. And so what you will do, and this is not excusing anything,
It's the
I'm
why.
only providing
It's
an
the why.
explanation.
Yeah.
Right.
Part of the why is, hey man, if I got a substance abuse issue, you know what's my number one behavior? Just like an individual with bipolar disorder. I am dealing with spontaneous, in the now decisions. How do I feel right now?
Right now.
This has nothing to do with you as a wife,
Right.
Yeah.
or as a woman, or as a nurturer, or a caregiver.
And
for
that's
our
Even
why-
in communication.
I could be dealing with
Well-
substance abuse issues.
Well, and even if
And
you could
sex
just be
could be
dealing
that substance.
there. Quite honestly, there's no shame in having a high sex drive.
Right.
There's no shame in it. There should be no
Absolutely.
embarrassment by it.
Absolutely.
Actually, once you hit your 40s, you kick all the way back in. For the 24-year-old baby, hoo poo. Hey,
Just
hey, it get more good.
Women that go
We
to
got
work
an
big
interesting
time.
question in the chat. Yahara Brown, she said, so we should forego sexual boundaries in a marriage/relationship. She's asking.
In
What was
a
the question?
relationship.
What was the
So
question?
should we
No, in
forego
a
sexual
marriage.
boundaries
In a
in a
marriage.
relationship/marriage?
I
She
think
should
in a
forego
marriage.
boundaries.
I think in
Forego
a marriage.
boundaries.
Why would
Because
you
if
do
you
that?
think about it, like today, you have a lot of prevalence in people talking about polyamory,
Right.
open marriages, those
Right.
type of things. So those are removing those boundaries. So if I'm in a relationship with someone and me and that person both agree, hey, you can go out and do what you want to do, I can go out and do what I want to do, and there's no problem, then you really not having an infidelity problem.
Right.
So
You're not.
Right.
So
That's right.
So the issue with infidelity boils down to
Lying.
openness and honesty.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's any relationship, period.
Absolutely.
As far as I understand.
Absolutely.
So if you look at relationships where we have an open relationship and both individuals are very clear about their behaviors or what their desires or whatever, as long as there's open communication and no deceit involved,
Right.
those relationships tend to last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's right.
The reason they tend to last a little bit longer is because what we're not talking about is as a result of gender norms breakdown, that is also coming into play. Because individuals are saying, hey man, we don't have to tend to this traditional patriarchal type of lifestyle.
Thank you.
Like just because God or whoever you say God was or whatever said, hey man, one man, one woman. Well, hell, that ain't how we started out.
Right.
Right.
We started out polyamorous, if you will.
Right.
And we had no issues then because we was trying to populate and all that
Right.
shit. But now that the moral norms are going to a point where we got money, we got education, we got X, Y, and Z, I don't see a need to have to only be with you.
Right.
That is the logic. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I disagree with it.
Right.
I'm only putting you in their heads.
Right.
They're saying, hey man, monogamy is an outdated software. And that's where they're coming from. That's a hell of a conversation.
It is.
It is.
I have actually done that. I'm not gonna tell everybody, but
Right on.
in one of my relationships, it was we set it up where because of who we are and what we had going on, go do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my thing, but we have this shit together, so we're going to maintain and keep our shit. Just don't bring it here.
Absolutely.
That's the rule. Don't let it enter this house.
I was in a relationship like that was
Yeah.
long distance, and because we were long distance, we both said, hey, you can do your thing there, I'm gonna do my thing here, just as long as we make sure those two things don't interfere with what
Yes.
we got going on, you good.
Yeah.
That's a
Now,
whole different moral compass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole different.
and so the
Right.
thing is that you're now with the person you are with because you love them. And watch
Yeah.
this, what I mean.
There we go.
What I mean is,
That's right.
you love their soul.
You love
There we
them.
go.
You love them. I
Them.
said it to you
That's
the day
right.
before.
That's right.
I said, when you love a person wholly, you love what's best for
That's
them.
right.
Right.
You
Right.
love what makes their soul content.
That's right.
And if it is that us being in a non-conformist type of relationship is what's best for your soul's love, your need,
Right.
my need, we can define that.
Right.
Right.
We can define that as such. That's what it is. That's what we're doing. This is the thing. Here's the problem. People don't go pick a temporary person to
Right.
fulfill their needs.
Right. Right. That's what happens in a
You
lot of those
have to
situations.
pick a person who may not fulfill the need that you are going to look for. Here's why. If you go out and find somebody that's plugging an empty space inside of you, she's the plug now.
That's the saying. I'm with you.
Right.
Yeah, she's the plug now.
Yeah.
Right.
She's and so if you remove her,
Then all of a sudden you're deficient.
Now we got
And
authenticity.
now we go
Now
back
we
to
got
where
line.
we started.
now you got
Now
line,
we
you
got
got
line.
love,
Now
you
we
got
go-
feelings,
now
you
we
got
go
emotion.
right back to square one.
Now we got
See,
line involved.
you see what I'm talking about?
Now we got line
and
involved.
so therein lies the confusion of trying to have
absolutely,
a polyamorous situation.
Absolutely.
And people talk about me. I'm gonna put this out here, so just you can
Absolutely.
use this if you need to. Listen, you can deal with somebody on a sexual basis.
Yeah.
If I'm just hooking up, because we all do it.
You're right on. Yeah, it is.
If I'm just hooking up, I'm not hooking up more than 6 times.
But that ain't what you're talking about.
Listen, I'm not hooking up more
Right.
than 6 times. Here's why. If it's good, even if the sex is the bomb, I'm be mad in the motherfucker that I gotta leave you alone. But I have to leave you alone because now feelings are going to
Right.
Get
enter.
involved.
It's finna
Yeah.
start traveling.
My mentor told me, say, hey, Ron, man.
You
ever
got
come
6
across
times
people
before
that
emotions
don't
start.
really care about you after you had sex, whatever, you need to run away.
Mm.
He
That
told-
behavior.
he- absolutely. He told me that over 25 years ago.
It's
Absolutely.
one of the
been
wisest
running ever
men
since.
I ever met.
Wisest man I've ever known in my life. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because his proposition feeds into the traditional way of how we hold male-female relationships.
Yeah.
If you buy into that proposition,
that framework.
which is what has been going on,
Yeah.
he's absolutely correct. But what happens when you get some Gen Zers to come by and say, hey man, you do you, I do me, we good?
Changes
Shit
the
get
dynamic.
easy. But then, like the woman said, feelings get involved.
Oh, yeah.
Where everybody's staying now.
Now you
It-
got him
now we
rolling
got
up on
problems.
you
It's
at your
not,
house,
It's not
got
impossible.
snatching you out your car, bashing you upside your head.
It's not impossible
He done caught
to
feelings.
cheat
That's
in
right.
a
Exactly.
polyamorous relationship or in an open relationship. It's not impossible to cheat.
Right.
It's just because of the rules of the game are different. It becomes a lot more difficult.
I think it should be impossible to cheat in an open relationship because it boils down to honesty. Hey man, hey look.
It's not cheating until the emotion gets
Until
involved.
until
in
there's deceit.
a polyamorous
Until the
relationship.
line-
If there's
line
deceit,
is involved.
Right.
hey man, let's have this conversation now. I don't understand in an open relationship on any level why there should be any deceit at all,
Okay.
unless we're talking about money. Now, if we're talking about money, okay, cool. You know, you're trying to get in or whatever. This individual is a higher class and all this. You're trying to find your way in. I ain't tripping.
Okay.
But if we're talking about, hey man, look, I'm attracted to you, you attracted me or whatever, we got this kind of relationship, it's an open relationship, there should be no deceit at all. It's an open relationship.
You would think.
It's going against the traditional,
You would
understanding of what a
But-
relationship
but what
is.
happens?
You would think.
They
but it
start
can
lying.
still happen.
That's the problem.
But
yeah.
what happens is human nature, feelings get involved.
Is that natural?
It's a human.
later.
It's a
It's-
natural.
it's
thing.
natural.
It's a
All
natural
right,
thing.
let's talk.
I mean, my
Let's
thing
talk.
is,
It's a
what if you're
Let's
not
talk.
so open
Let's
on
talk
your own?
then.
It takes.
And she
it,
is, and now you're like, damn, I ain't did nothing.
Hey, I understand
It
all that.
takes- it takes a very- It takes it takes an individual who has been through shit in
right.
life.
Damn right. You have to be desensitized.
You have to have been
You
through
got that
shit
right. You better
in
be
life
desensitized.
to understand.
I'm done.
That's right.
I'm done with the conversation.
Absolutely.
If you have to desensitize yourself to something, the woman just said here, hey man, if you're fully present here with me, I love you.
Right.
I just want you. I don't care what all this is. Just be fully present with me. The moment that starts becoming distracted, hey man, now she's starting to pick up changes.
Right.
Because women go all in
Right.
the beginning.
Right.
Be that as it may, at the end of the day,
Right.
if you see any upset woman, and I mean this from my heart, if you see any woman that is upset or dissatisfied or whatever, or they're jaded or whatever, that's because a man somewhere messed up. I believe that.
That's not true.
I believe that.
That's
How
not true.
so?
It's not true all the time.
How so?
Because you can be a man who has been 100%, 100% from the beginning of whatever that relationship is, right? But what she said earlier is the key factor.
Which is,
Dick.
hey man, we call that denial. Starts with a D,
No,
but it's denial.
Listen to what I'm saying. You can be 100 with a female, and she can agree to your terms because you've been 100.
Okay.
But when you put her in that bed and you break her back and she loves it, and them feelings pop up,
She don't hear a
She
motherfucking
don't
thing you
give a
said.
what precedents you laid in the beginning?
I feel you.
Am I lying?
I feel you. I
Am
feel
I
you.
lying?
I feel you. I feel you. I hear you. I
She
feel
don't hear
you.
nothing.
But what did you tell her?
Wah, 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 wah,
I
wah.
understand. No,
I already answered that question.
Then we're done because they are literally in denial. I told
Oh,
you.
you saying the woman
The
is
woman.
in denial? Oh,
The-
yes,
that's what I'm talking
I thought
about.
you meant to, okay.
No,
then
the
we're in
woman.
agreement.
I
We're in full
told you
agreement.
what it is.
No,
Now, if we
we're
have
in
to,
full agreement.
Hey man, I ain't arguing. If we say at that point, if we have to deal with anything outside of that,
Right.
we're dealing with you now.
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
That has nothing to deal with
That's
me.
right.
So now we have to question and start dealing with your nature as a woman.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We have to start dealing with your nature and re-understanding you as a woman because obviously we're not on the same
That's
page.
right.
Because I told you from day
From
one,
day
this
one.
is what it is. But I have to deal with all of this.
That's right.
That is not a I ain't being funny. That is not up to the man to carry that burden if
right.
a woman is dealing with something that is out of our damn control.
Right. That's
Stop
right.
We
right
have
here.
to-
But
we
let
have to
me
re-understand our
plug. Let me
women.
plug here. Let me plug here. Which is exactly why I said, if you're gonna play, give yourself a time limit and get out. Once she gets out, you have to leave her the fuck alone.
Right. Keep trying.
I'm on
keep
your
trying to
side.
keep coming back. Yeah.
I'm on
That's
your
right.
side.
And then
Now
you
you're
don't
dealing with
have
a weak man.
drama.
Now you're dealing with a weak man. I'm on
Yeah.
your side.
That's the answer
I'm
right
with
there.
you. Yeah.
Because
I'm
if
on
that
your
People don't
woman,
like that.
if that woman
People
goes,
don't like that.
hey,
They don't.
you know what?
The reality of it
No, they
is,
don't.
If that woman goes, hey, you know what? I can't deal with this no more. I'm out. And that nigga start chasing her.
Come on.
And he's
Come on.
been the one setting the precedence. Then that's the weak link right there.
Brother.
He's the weak link.
Brother, I have
She was
seen-
strong enough to step away.
Brother, I know we're going over time, and I'm sorry about it.
Fine.
Hey,
Listen,
brother.
man.
Hey, man, let me tell y'all something, for real, whoever watching this on the code. I have heard this argument from many different angles. But you know what I have not heard this argument talked about from? Hey, man, what if you got a 5-year-old, 7-year-old girl that's motherfucking raped by her uncle? You starting to deal with personality, character issues, sexual identity. You dealing with all of that. What happens when that individual to seek some kind of validation for themselves are attracted to their daddy, and their daddy was not a good man? Because you understand exactly what I am saying.
Exactly.
That individual, there was no consistency about him. There was nothing about him that provided in terms of, hey, this is what a provisioner is.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
None of that conversation. You're looking at this individual's patterns, their behaviors, like how you know when somebody cheating, that kind of that kind of stuff. That's what we attend to.
Right.
Hey man, you cannot talk those women or men, depending on how it go, you cannot talk those individuals out of out of being the way they are.
Right.
Because what you find is this person here starts picking the same person every single time.
That's right. That's
This
right.
is bigger than how big your penis is.
Right.
This is bigger than what drugs you strung out on. This is bigger than, what slavery
right.
taught us.
That's dealing with something
This
completely
is dealing with the human condition.
Right.
Yeah.
And men are not understanding the woman's experience in the human condition.
Right.
And that's where the communication breaks down.
Yeah.
And it is
In those situations.
In those situations.
But again, that is again, like I said, those trauma bond type of situations.
Absolutely, Lord.
She will connect to you because because the trauma in her says
I agree.
he is who I should connect to. So she will then listen to all the bullshit and lies and complain about him, never go nowhere.
Right.
She will listen to all of it because he is what her signals say
Right.
she should be with.
Right.
Because that's what she knows. She has not taken the time to heal.
Absolutely.
And so she will tend to run into those situations. Who is responsible in terms of accountability in those situations? That's where we are. That's where we are. Who's responsible in terms of accountability in those situations?
That's a damn good question.
I haven't even
Because-
thought that far because I'm like, at that
That's a damn
point,
good question.
to be honest with you, who is responsible has nothing to do with the rehabilitation of the individual that is caught in that trauma.
Right.
Well, I
That's
wouldn't say it
true.
has nothing to do. It's not at the precipice of what is happening to
It's
that.
not
that
the
person.
Like
it's
that's,
not the feature.
But finding out how you got here ain't gonna solve that problem.
Right. Because
If we're,
that person,
if we're talking about
'cause
other
that
other stuff,
opposite person
absolutely,
is not the person
absolutely.
that
If
caused
we're
the trauma.
absolutely
Right.
if we're talking about, okay, why you like to eat peanuts a whole lot? Well, okay, your daddy did this to you. We get it. But why do you keep trying to choose, right? Why do you keep trying to choose this particular character? That is very, very deep in in terms
Right.
of your character.
Right.
Right.
That goes
Physician,
beyond.
heal thyself. I'm gonna
Right.
say it again.
She said it from the beginning.
You
Yeah.
have to heal
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
The issue
But some people
is
can't.
that there are
We too
people
close to the
who
trauma.
are not
Yeah.
whole, who are looking for someone to complete them.
Right.
You have a generation and a nation of incomplete people
Absolutely.
running around trying to attach themselves to somebody that can lift them and save
Absolutely.
them,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
provide a life jacket.
Looking for an
and
anchor for stability.
exactly, and therein lies the issue. Here's the thing: I will go back to what I said at the beginning. My beef is that those who have done the work do not deserve you to come put your shit in their life.
Right.
Why they not aware, Angie? If they done that kind of work, they should be aware.
No, and I see it. No,
I'm just playing devil's
No, no.
advocate.
No,
And I'm
no.
being honest. Like if they done that kind of work, they should see you.
No. Watch
Right.
this. Again, I said I have discernment.
I
also
understand, sweetie.
said
I'm not
that.
challenging you.
No.
I'm just-
I
okay.
hear what you're saying.
All right.
And what I'm saying is we do.
Okay.
We see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you catch us in a relationship,
Oh,
if you
Leah.
catch us fooling around, we are aware.
Hello, caller.
I'm with you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm with you. I'm good. I'm with
100.
you. I'm with you. I'm good. I'm good.
What's
As long as you
up, Leah?
understand
What's
that.
your question? What's your words?
I just honestly, I wish I could have spoken to this beautiful lady a long time ago. Sure would have saved me a whole lot of money, heartache. Sure would have saved me a whole lot of counseling. And I'm just going to be honest with you. All of y'all know me.
That's
and,
right.
And I almost feel like this was done just for me. So I want to say, first of all, if nobody else does, thank you. Because
Thank Angela. That was her. This is her. This is all
her
her.
idea.
This
Yeah,
is all
her
her.
idea.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
This
This
whole
is all her.
conversation. That's right.
This is all her. Man couldn't have thought of
you
this.
know, it's one of those things. She hit on something earlier about you got to learn to heal yourself. And Ron and I have had many conversations about this exactly. That I have I struggled to hey, I think I got it. I think I got it fixed. Yeah, this is my problem, and this is where I'm struggling in, and yeah, I fixed that, and I've done this, and I've healed from here, and I've gotten past this, and I've forgiven this, and I gave it to God, and yada yada yada, and then bam, you're right back in the same situation.
Yep.
It's a different name, it's a different color, it's a different size. It's the same freaking person. It's the same personality. And when she said that earlier, it was like, all right, Ron, why don't you say, hey, Leah, are you paying attention? Because it took me going through COVID to get it. All right.
Yeah.
And it's the long time that you spend, and trust me, I still ain't fixed. I am way further along than I've ever been in my entire life. But I mean, they know, it's
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Well, Leah,
it hurts.
listen.
It's hard.
Well, you know you
It just
family.
sucks.
Hey, Leah, you know you family, and she's family too. So if you ever need to talk to her,
Yeah,
but I feel you,
I'm
I
with
feel
you.
you.
all you got hit us up. We'll connect y'all, man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
definitely.
Well,
real.
hell, why didn't you connect me to her when y'all first met me? Y'all could have saved me 3 marriages right there. I mean,
Who
good
knew?
Lord.
Who knew you needed that? We didn't.
No.
I didn't know you. That you got to talk to that. You got to talk to this man.
That's why slavery
You gotta talk to this
stayed
man.
You know what I'm saying?
around. You had black people betraying other black
Goddamn right. Ain't I Bryce kid? I'm the house nigga in the situation. This the nigga right here that you need to talk to.
That right there.
But
That nigga right
there.
That nigga right there.
That right there.
I think we need permission to have conversations where we're not bashing one another.
Right.
I agree.
The beauty of this conversation,
I agree.
believe, is that it did not take well, y'all was just and y'all, because it nothing is ever going to be rectified and or solved or even get us to a point where we can have a decent conversation with some realistic, with some truthful dialogue that we can digest in small pieces and then go home and actually think about it. One of the things I would like to say in terms of honesty.
We're gonna let you go.
All right, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you. One of the things in terms of honesty that I would like for us to do, and I still say this, like, it is not on the other person to have to identify your relationship. Here's what I mean. It's not my business to figure out if you married.
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility to say to me, I am married.
Freaking loot.
And I believe it should start, hi, I'm married. My name is John.
Isn't that a lot of
Now
honesty
you
to
make
be
your
asked?
decision.
Like follow me, just follow me.
Right.
Isn't that a lot to ask from a person regarding honesty that is approaching you while they're already married?
No.
No.
No,
It shouldn't be.
Not at all.
it's
It
not
is,
anything to
and
ask.
It is now.
Can
It is. It is
From-
currently.
I can speak
but it
from
shouldn't be.
Personal. Hey man, no, it's not.
Hey man,
It depends on the person.
And you need to tell her in that same breath, if we sleep together and you fall in love,
That's right.
I'm out.
I'm not going anywhere. You're gonna be in love by your goddamn self.
That's right.
And that's that.
That's
And
right.
you need to tell her
That
that
will never get up front.
but that's the
before
No,
you
yes,
sleep
you will.
with her.
Sometimes.
yeah, but that's the consequence.
But that's not the blanket.
No.
I understand what you're saying, but that's the. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong. I have never been married, so I'm in uncharted waters. So I'm open for correction. Okay.
Twice.
What she just said though? What she just said. Isn't that counterintuitive to what the individual that is married wants to accomplish? The mere fact that they are looking outside of their relationships for whatever type of connection,
I don't give a fuck.
you're already a liar.
But I don't give a fuck.
Right.
It's
Right.
still
Isn't that
incumbent
asking
upon
a
you.
lot?
I
Right.
don't give
But
a
if
fuck.
you think about it,
A lot
it,
should be asked of you. You're the one who's violating a contract.
I'm not saying
That's right.
I'm not saying that they should
Because
be honest.
that's
But here's
the problem.
here's the thing.
Even with the ones who are honest up front, like me. Because even though I was honest up front with the extras, I wasn't being honest at home.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand all of that. I promise you I do. My question is, if you know you are going into some type of relationship with an individual that's married, you should know right off the bat that you can't trust anything out of this individual's mouth.
Unless you know
But
that
you
his
gotta
wife
think
knows
about
you're
it.
here.
But you gotta think about it. If a person comes to you, imagine this. If a woman comes to you, if a woman goes to the average man and goes,
or a man,
hey, listen, I'm married and I'm not leaving my husband, but I do want to fuck around and I like you, right? The average man is not gonna say no.
Why?
And they're gonna go, oh, this bitch is honest.
Why are we going?
So
why
I'm gonna
why are we
believe
not going to say
everything she says from now on
feel
because she
you.
was honest
no?
up front.
I feel you, brother. Why are we
Right.
not going to say no?
Why?
Why are we not going to say no if a woman approaches us like that?
Because it's sex and it's a woman
Okay.
and you're a man
Okay.
and you want to fuck.
Okay. And,
Bottom
and,
line.
And what do we want out of this? To what?
Sex.
Sex, right?
Right.
Okay. That's our end game.
Right.
What is the woman's end game? It's not sex.
Bullshit.
No,
In
yes
that
it is.
scenario,
It's
in
not-
that
Yes, it
scenario,
is, Ron.
If she gets attached and wants more out of you, the end game was not sex.
No.
Oh,
When she
I hear you.
initially,
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You understand what I'm
But
I
saying?
heard that.
Absolutely.
But when she,
But that means
initially-
that it's shifted. It's
But when
shifted.
she initially steps
Yeah.
into this and she tells you, "Hey man, I got a husband. I just want to fuck."
I have no problem with that.
But see, that
Her
goes back.
initial
But that does go back
is
to his
not-
point.
I got no
But
problem
that
with
does
that,
go
bro.
back to his
Absolutely.
point. Because what he's saying is this person already is cheating on someone, so they're dishonest from the jump.
She just
so
said
they
that.
can tell you, "I'm being honest with you. I'm married, and I want to have this casual relationship with you."
No
But
strings.
you can't even
No
believe
strings.
that.
But that's
Because
what I was,
they're dishonest and a
but
cheater.
This is what I'm saying. I addressed that. You're not paying attention.
I'm listening, bro.
If the average person comes to the average person and goes, "Hey, I'm married. I just want to fuck," right?
Okay.
Then that other average person that they're talking to, they're not gonna be thinking that deep. They're gonna go, "Oh, this is an honest motherfucker. They told me the truth from the beginning."
I feel that.
And that's what they buy into. Because at the end of the day, they want to fuck too.
But that's not
so they're
their
not
end
gonna
game.
think. But they're
Because women will get, as the
What
woman
was your
said,
question, Ron?
women
What was
will-
your question?
My question was, can you trust anything coming out of their mouth?
right. So my answer to you is the average person is not gonna be thinking deeper than the surface of that. Because all parties want sex. Right?
Okay.
So when you display truth in whatever percentage that truth is, however deep that truth is, that's all you see is truth because your only concern is sex at that point.
Brother.
So you're not worried about, you know what, this person cheating, so I'm not finna trust them.
True.
You're gonna say, they were up front.
Let's go.
I
And
feel
I
that.
wanna fuck too.
I feel that. I feel that. But when she started out the show, she said, but things lead to X, Y, and Z.
But that's not your question.
That's
You're talking-
exactly what I'm talking about.
But the person in the beginning of that, they're not worried about the end game. They're thinking now.
Is that how y'all
Take that,
think?
Mike. What?
Women are like, hey, the immediate moment here and now.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
Cheating is
And then-
spontaneous.
And then,
Let me
no,
say
I
something.
understand the cheating part. I'm talking about the feelings.
The
Because-
feelings?
But the
Absolutely.
feelings come later.
I understand.
We're talking about the initial interaction.
Listen, man.
Maybe I'm missing. Maybe
No,
I'm missing what
no.
you're
No,
saying.
you're on it. You're on it. I think we're having an inability to communicate, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
If an individual meets someone that is married, the person says, "Hey, I'm married. This is what it is." Tra-la-la.
Right.
The woman gets involved and says, "Hey, I'm down." But then all of a sudden, well, I shouldn't say all of a sudden, if you notice the relationship, there starts to become more things involved. Like, I'm really digging you, I really like you, I want to see you more, et cetera, et cetera. And the man's like, I'm not in it for that.
Right.
What you're talking about, I'm not in it for that. But that's where the woman is going to naturally go.
Right.
My statement is, I don't understand why a woman would get upset in that situation when the reality of it is you knew what you was dealing with to begin with. What you did was you deluded yourself. You thought on some level you could change this man.
Well, yeah. I
And
agree
that's
with
what
that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Right.
what you. That's
But
what,
we
that's what I'm
said
talking
that
about.
earlier.
But-
We're in total
Listen.
agreement.
But we're talking about
Right.
why it goes from, hey, we having sex every Friday night. Every Friday night, this is what we do. Monday through Thursday, we ain't got nothing to do. Or Saturday through Thursday, we
Yeah.
got nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
We good with that? Cool. We're talking about the violation of that contract.
Right.
And the violation of that contract is exactly what she said. Hey, man, women have a tendency to take things a little bit further or have expectations that the
Right.
average man is not willing to commit to.
I see no disagreement.
I
Brother,
don't disagree.
absolutely. That's why I said, hey man, I think we're saying the same
Right,
thing.
Yes.
Because what happened was, at the moment of that interaction, you lied to yourself about something. You
Yeah.
did. You had expectations that you knew would not be met given this condition. And anything outside of that is
I
wrong.
I want to make a point here.
Absolutely.
Right
I'm
there.
done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
No. You can start out with just, and this is just a woman's perspective. You can start out with the full intention of just sex,
I understand.
because we like just sex. We like nasty sex.
Absolutely.
We like it. And nobody don't want to talk about it. Everybody want to act like they pure.
Right.
But we like nasty ass
That's the
slapping,
problem.
Right.
sweating and
That's
shit.
the root.
That's
We like
always
all
the
that.
problem.
We love
That's
all
always
that.
the
the
problem.
Yeah,
That's
we
always
love
That is the
all
Always the problem.
of that. We
Right.
love all of that. And once you acknowledge that you are the kind of person who enjoys all of that,
Absolutely.
then you can.
Right.
I've done it many a good times. That you go get what you need and go on to the house, and everybody is fucking happy.
Right.
And that is a true statement.
But
it is a true statement. And there are women who